Welcome. As always, I'm going to have a link down below in the description box to credit where I'm getting my information from. This time from Ringside News, which states here in the article that WWE is trying to shut down AEW before end of their current TV deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. So first things first, I love professional wrestling. I don't give a shit what three-letter acronym is tied to the promotion. I just love professional wrestling. I predominantly speak about WWE because I do tend to prefer it because it's the program that I have been following for the longest, which is like over 4 decades. But I very much appreciate the competition. I very much appreciate AEW, all the different promotions that are out there. If you're wrestling, you have a show, I want to see what you do with it. It's like I prefer steak over pork, but I'll still eat it because it's a different flavor, if that makes any sense. What I don't like is this type of corporate tribalism from WWE to do what's called counter-programming, where essentially this could hurt AEW because what you're doing is you're purposefully placing events at the same time as your competition. And you could be thinking to yourself, which is what I was thinking in the beginning, well, it doesn't really matter. I'm a real fan of wrestling. I'll watch both. The problem is live viewership is important to sponsors and whatnot. And that's where the damage can be done. I would like to think if I was Triple H, if I was WWE, that I would actually be working alongside Tony Khan in this instance. Which, by the way, he's not related to Nick Khan. But rightfully so, you'd think so, because they're, both in wrestling. They both have the same last name. I would like to think that that's what I would do. I'd be like, hey, when do you plan on having this event? Okay, because I want to have this event around this time. Let's even just have it like a day apart or something like that, just so that we're not stepping on each other's toes. Healthy competition is fun, but in the end, it doesn't have to be competitive. Both companies and others alike are thriving. Maybe one is doing better than the other. But the point is like, I prefer Diet Pepsi over most other pops. I don't like full-flavored Coca-Cola. I hate Diet Coke. I don't even like real Pepsi. So I found my flavor. It's Diet Pepsi. I like root beer as well and stuff like that, the diet stuff. I'm not going to shit on somebody because they like the normal Pepsi, right? It makes no sense. Pick your flavor, indulge in it, and shut the fuck up. I never understood this type of behavior and mentality because when I watch the comment section, whether it's on Reddit, whether it's on Twitter, which yes, I'm still calling it Twitter because X is fucking stupid. I just don't get why people spend less time arguing about what's the better company and just spend more time enjoying the product that you prefer. Again, I prefer WWE, but I very much appreciate AEW and what Tony Khan's trying to do. Now that I got my personal feelings out of the way, I'm going to read this really quick. What is WWE is trying to accomplish with counter-programming AEW? And someone replied, which is true. What was AEW trying to accomplish bashing WWE on their shows? Every chance they got, letting ex-WWE wrestlers cutting promos, running their mouths about WWE. It's cool when AEW does it, but when WWE does it, it's World War III. Except this is a little bit different. I don't think AEW is trying to counter-program WWE, and if they are, well, shame on them too. So now I want to actually just read through this article because it's well written and I don't want to have to put this in my own words. I already shared with you in my own words what I think, which is that if this is true, that it's being strategically done on purpose, which it's very hard to not think that, it's very shameful. So here we go. Let me just zoom this in so I'm not all like whatever. All right, here we go. WWE has been quietly stepping up their efforts to go head-to-head with All Elite Wrestling. And according to a new report, the goal isn't just competition, it's elimination. Throughout 2025, WWE has counter-programmed several of AEW's major pay-per-views with NXT Premium Live events, but the strategy appears to be intensifying. Multiple outlets have reported that an as yet unannounced WWE event headlined by Brock Lesnar versus John Cena is scheduled for the exact same day as AEW's All Out on September 20th. On top of that, WWE is considering shifting John Cena's final match so it directly clashes with AEW World's End. Dave Meltzer reported, now this is usually a meme, but Dave Meltzer, it kind of have to take what he says with a grain of fucking salt, but we're still going to go ahead with what he's reported. That WWE's aggressive counter-programming is part of a much bigger plan, one that could completely reshape the wrestling industry if it actually succeeds. According to Meltzer, WWE's concern is tied to AEW's long-term TV future with Warner Brothers Discovery. AEW's current U.S. media rights runs through the end of 2027 and is worth over $500 million US, with an option for a fourth year that would bring in an even bigger payday. And WWE is reportedly worried that a renewal at a higher rate would make AEW incredibly profitable. Heaven fucking forbid. Before going into details, Meltzer explained that WWE even considered moving a December event to get directly in AEW's way. Then he says what he says here, which I won't repeat, just to kind of keep this somewhat of a shorter video. He then laid out the bigger picture behind WWE's motivations. If WWE's strategy works, AEW could be forced into a significantly weaker position by the end of their current deal, leaving TNA as the clear number 2 promotion under WWE's shadow. This level of direct targeting between the two companies shows just how high the stakes have become in the wrestling industry. The next few years could determine whether AEW cements itself as a lasting powerhouse or finds itself fighting for survival. Do you think WWE's plan to push AEW out of the picture will work, or will Tony Khan's company emerge stronger from the fight? Like I said, I think the whole thing is... I almost used a bad word there that would have gotten me canceled by accident because I was used to throwing that around for 3 decades. The whole thing is very backwards thinking. I'll leave it like that. And it's a real crying shame that, like I said earlier, people can't just enjoy the product that they enjoy. It reminds me of the whole PlayStation versus Xbox thing. Like, I don't like Xbox. I like PlayStation. But I'm not going to shit on you if you prefer Xbox. You have your reasons, obviously, for preferring Xbox. I don't necessarily need you to explain it to me. It's just you do. And I just don't. But in the end, we're still both gamers. You see what I'm saying? Like, in the end, we all share common ground. We love fucking wrestling. It's just a different flavor. Again, I'll hang out with you if you drink Coke. It's really not that big of a fucking deal. Sponsor me. I could use the money. Making a nickel a video, if even that's not really cutting it. So that's that. Just wanted to bring this whole thing to your attention in case you didn't know. And then you can let me know down below in the comments section what you think. For 2 reasons, and I've been very honest. One's the ulterior motive that it helps push this video so that it might get 10 views instead of 3. And the other one, legitimately being because I'm curious to see where your stance is on this. Or do you feel it's like, no, gloves off all the time, fuck it. As long as you're within the law, you should be allowed to do whatever you want, who cares? I just feel like it could help your reputation. I would rather help my reputation while still lining up my pocket nicely than lining up my pockets too nicely and having my reputation tarnished. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just the way that I am. And like I said, this is coming from a huge WWE fanboy. Like, I mean, I can't even begin to explain. And trash talking is cool. This kind of reminds me a little bit of the Monday Night Wars, right? The whole, like, Monday Night Raw with WCW Nitro. Yeah, pretty wild stuff. Anyways, in this crazy world, I'd rather debate wrestling than politics, because that, mind you, this is getting up there. It's pretty wild and intense. Thumbs up as always if you liked the video. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. Thumbs down if you didn't like it, and I'll make sure you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning with just a little bit of a dim light, and that's the face you're looking at. And yeah, if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally, that'd be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.